Yo, welcome to another episode of EmpireJeffTV, a Dodgers post-game edition. Appreciate y'all tuning in from wherever you may be. We are live from Los Angeles, California on a Saturday night, man, in which the Los Angeles Dodgers once again took it to the Colorado Rockies 13-2 tonight. In a game of stress-free baseball, man, nothing to play for. We've already clinched the best record in Major League Baseball throughout the playoffs. We had Yamamoto go out there, have him work on a few things, get right. We needed the bullpen to go out there and get a little bit more work. We had to get some guys a little bit more tuned up that haven't been playing, and a lot of things to talk about tonight, man. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. You guys got plenty of choices, plenty of streams to watch, plenty of things to be doing right now. And I appreciate you guys rocking with your boy here on a Saturday night to talk some Dodger baseball, man. So first things first, we do know that this team is depleted. We do know what they're going through. We do know what they are lacking, what they are going through. And they just continue to chug along. And it does help that we are facing the Colorado Rockies to end the season after taking 2 or 3 from the Padres. It is the perfect recipe to go into the playoffs feeling good about yourself after beating a team that's very, very good, and then going and handling business against a team that's very, very bad, and potentially heading into the bye round, the wild card bye round, on a 5-game winning streak, which would be absolutely ideal. And at the end of the day, the Dodgers are starting to get better in a lot of different areas. They're starting to improve on some things. If you notice, like even the simplest things of Shohei just using the field, knowing that can't just be home runs in the playoffs, and all these singles and doubles and singles and like automatic stoning bases and all these things. So it is climbing, very much climbing. Dodgers 8 for 23 with runners in scoring position tonight. In basketball terms, that would be very bad. In baseball terms, that is not bad at all. That's batting over 300. So this team, there's no secret. When you start getting hits with runners in scoring position, you start to rack up wins. Now, they did leave 13 on base but they were 8 of 23 with runners in scoring position. Colorado was 0 for 4. So the Dodgers continue to do things, man. 2 out RBIs, hits with guys in scoring position. So these are the things you need to win playoff baseball games, and the Dodgers are starting to put those together. So this is what you'd like to see for a team heading into the playoffs. This is exactly what you want to see, and we are starting to see playoff Kike. Playoff Kike is coming out again, man. He's been getting hot of late. It's been working. He's been making things happen. 3 for 5 again tonight. He's got his average up to 232 this season. He did have 3 RBIs on that 3-run home run and 2 additional hits on top of that. The Dodgers in general had 18 hits tonight, 12 RBIs, 9 walks. Did strike out 8 times, but 9 walks. Incredible. Dodgers only walked 2 batters tonight, striking out 10. So let's talk about the pitching real quick because we know what the offense did. The offense went ballistic, 13 runs. We'll get to that in a second. But the key to our postseason, one of our biggest keys, is going to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who takes his record to 7-2. Obviously, he was out a while. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 6 Ks. He gave up the 1 homer. Trending in the right direction. 1 home run given up in 5 innings in Coors Field. Look, the best of the best can step into Coors Field and give up a dinger. That's old hat when you go into Coors Field. That is not abnormal. It is not abnormal. So, like to see it. Like to see these other guys getting some at bats today. Chris Taylor, 3 for 3 tonight. 3 for 3 for Chris Taylor today. So you love to see that. He's starting to kind of find his groove and find his rhythm as we head towards the postseason, and it's becoming more and more likely that he's going to make the postseason roster. And if he continues to be able to get hits with his versatility defensively, then he's going to be on the postseason roster, which I think he will anyways. But this is what you want to see when you're watching a team play, when they're getting their stars out the lineup. No Freddie, right? You're getting Mookie out of there. Shohei's going to play the whole game, but you're getting, these other guys some opportunities, and they're delivering. And if you get someone like Kike and Chris Taylor to contribute at a decent level in the playoffs, then your outcome is going to be much, much brighter. And you're gonna be able to get a lot more wins in the playoffs. So love to see that. But like I said, the pitching, the bullpen, once again, Yamamoto came in, Robleski came in and gave us 4 innings behind him to kind of rest the bullpen. I know he said bullpen, but technically he came out of the pen. So a 9-inning game split between 2 pitchers, only 2 runs given up, only 2 walks, 10 Ks. You love to see it. Bullpen completely rested. And the bullpen continues, maybe some light work tomorrow, scattered around. I don't know who's pitching tomorrow. I don't know who's going tomorrow, but at the end of the day, this team is going to have all of the week off until they get to the weekend, and bullpen will be resting anyway. So happy to see this. Happy to see them taking these games seriously, leaving these games to no chance, going out there, smacking them around, getting an absolute blowout victory in back-to-back games. The bats have been pretty much on fire the last 10 games or so. Even that game with the triple play, they got it going in the 9th, and they were about to win that game before the triple play killed them, right? So you like what you're seeing here. You like the approach to the plate. You like the approach on the mound. You like the approach from the pen. Everything, every button that the Dodgers are currently pushing seems to be working, and this is what you want to see. So now it's all about getting out of this last game healthy and sitting back and waiting to see who you're going to face in the divisional series next weekend. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thank y'all for spending your time here. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We greatly appreciate it. And I will also take this time to go ahead and mention about our link with Fanatics. Get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear and more by using our Fanatics links. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel because we partnered with the good people at Fanatics. And when you place an order with them, for you taking care of them, they take care of us. Your order experience does not change, but they just hook us up when you place an order with them. So we greatly, greatly appreciate it. You can also become a member over here with our membership program. For less than the cost of lunch, you can become a member for an entire month. Member-only videos, member vlogs, giveaways with the NBA season right around the corner. Great way to support the channel. There are 3 different tiers. click the join button or go into the description, and the first link in the description is where you join to become a member. And shout out to everyone over on Twitter, Rockin' Heavy. I see y'all as well. Thank you guys for spending your time over here, man. One Peruvian guy. Shout out to you, man, for pulling up. Appreciate you. Daniel Berry, what's going on? What's going on, man? Hanson, what's going on, Hanson? Happy to see you in here tonight. Appreciate you as always. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Laid Back, what's up, my guy? Dodgers clinched for the best league record, home field through the playoffs, and possibly the World Series. Go Dodgers. Absolutely, man. This is what we expected before the season started. We expected a NL West title again, a division title. We expected the best record in the NL, and we expected the best record in Major League Baseball. What we did not expect was all these injuries. We didn't expect that. But having said that, even with all these injuries, even with all these curveballs this team has had to deal with, pun intended, they still finished with the best record in Major League Baseball. Shout out to them for that. They deserve all the credit in the world for doing that. They still have to win. They still have to advance. They still have to continue. And the main goal is to win a World Series. But I am absolutely proud of this team for accomplishing what they did this season, even with everything that they've been forced to face. So shout out to them. And I cannot wait to see this team in the playoffs. I cannot wait to see how they play amongst the pressure when the lights are at their brightest. I can't wait to be at Dodger Stadium, hear the crowd at Dodger Stadium. I can't wait to work some of these games on playback. I can't wait to do these pre-games and post-game shows. I'm excited, man. Basketball's right around the corner. We got MLB playoffs. Football is picking up steam. This is the best part of the year. And it typically gets that way around October, first couple of days of October, but we're here already. And let's have some fun and enjoy this, man, while we got it. One Peruvian guy said, should Ohtani Sam play tomorrow? I think he does play tomorrow because he's just trying to stay sharp. He's not going to play the field. I think he's going to get out there and play, not just because he's chasing the batting title, but I think he's a man of regiment. He's a guy of, knowing that maybe that's the only game some of these Colorado fans come to for the season, and he wants to put on a show for them. So I believe he will play tomorrow. I don't know if he'll get 5 at-bats. I don't know about that yet. Maybe that will depend on the batting title, but I do believe that Shohei will play tomorrow. I just don't know how many at-bats he will get, but I do expect him to play tomorrow. I don't know, nor do I think that every Dodger starter will play tomorrow, but I know Teoscar Hernandez got his career high in home runs tonight. I think he's still looking to get his career high in RBIs, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe he gets up there trying to get an RBI to get his career high home runs, career high RBIs in a contract year, obviously. So maybe he gets up there. So outside of that, I don't expect, if there are any starters that do play, for them to stay in the game too long. DJ, what's going on, my brother DJ? Salute to DJ from Lakers in 5, man. Great channel, good dude, great content over there. Make sure to pull up on DJ. Go subscribe to Lakers in 5. You will not be disappointed. Multiple shows a day, multiple different styles. He does it, his own one-on-one shows where he's just him and the audience. He's got panels pre-recorded, like clips, shorts, everything you want to see on a channel. Great content. Very, very, very wide range of variety on that show that I think you guys will like. He's got a little something for everyone. So pull up on DJ, subscribe to him. DJ, I know you're working tonight, so drive safe, brother. Appreciate you tuning in as always, man. But yeah, man, I'm just sitting here. I've literally been just antsy and just looking forward to these playoffs since December. And it's here now. We are 1 game away. Felt like we got a little taste of playoff action against the Padres. Little taste of it. That was fun. That was kind of like the appetizer. But I cannot wait to see what Shohei Ohtani does in these playoffs, y'all. I just can't wait to see what he does in these playoffs. I think that he is going to potentially give us a performance that we have never seen before. What he's done in these last 10 games is already that. It's already that. But doing that against Miami or Colorado, it's going to be different than doing that against a San Diego team, even though he did, a Milwaukee team, a Philly team, Atlanta Mets or Arizona team. Like, we're going to see what he did, what he does against these teams in the playoffs, man. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I expect him to have a monster playoffs. He's already given us kind of a sample size here. And if he is even just 50% of what he's been over this stretch, then the league is in trouble. The Dodgers are in great hands. and our chances of winning a World Series are just through the roof if this guy is playing anywhere close to this type of baseball, because he's just too special, man. He's too special, and he's playing this way. Who's going to stop us, man? Not like us. What's going on, LA for life? Appreciate you as always. Craig, what's going on? Hello to you, man. Hope you guys doing well. Like I said, Saturday night, I'm chilling tonight, man. Got a couple of events popping off on my block that I might partake in after this stream here. Got NFL Sunday tomorrow, so I'm taking, chilling right now. May go to some of these couple parties on the block, a family event, a couple other things, man. So I'll go get into some activities after this. But right now, after this game, man, just fun to watch, fun to see. Like I love the grind out games. I love the pressure cookers. I love the to the bottom of the ninth, walk off, or top of the ninth, and your closers on the mound with the tying run at the plate. I love those as much as anything. I love those, but I also like games like this where you can kind of get guys some work, get some, work on some things, and just get ready for the postseason. And the combination of the Padres and then the Rockies, and we kind of get a little of that all mixed in together. 1 second, guys. Sorry, but yeah. So it is kind of good that we got that mixed in there together. There, one Peruvian guy says, "Any team scare you?" I don't fear any team. I think there are teams that can be scary, but they don't scare me. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is this. I think the Dodgers, the Padres, the Yankees, I think those three, there was a point where I thought the Mets had something magical happen, but they've kind of hit a wall. I think every team in their own way could be dangerous. Even a team like Atlanta, who's missing some of their best players, their top players offensively. But in a shorter series or even any type of series with that pitching staff, with Chris Sale and what they can do, you still have to respect it. So they can be scary to certain matchups, but they don't scare me. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not scared of any team, but I respect every team. And I think that every team in the National League that makes the playoffs, I think, has a chance. Because again, remember, this isn't basketball. The bottom seed in baseball can absolutely win a World Series. It's not unheard of. It's not unthinkable. It's not even uncommon. So the lowest seed team going into the playoffs in Major League Baseball can very well win a World Series. And so from that perspective, you must respect every single team. You must fear their capability. You must fear their talent. And you must fear them hitting a hot streak against you while you hit a cold streak, because that is baseball. So that absolutely could happen. But I'm not afraid of any team. No team scares me. But that's not to be said that some of these teams can't be scary. You know what I mean? BC, what's going on, sir? Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you. Thank you. Dante, what's going on, brother? He said Mets big game Monday, and yeah, Mets, and you off. Okay, Mets, yeah, that Mets doubleheader against Atlanta, man. Classic throwback, old school doubleheader baseball, man. To decide more than likely a wild card berth. Oh my God, that's going to be incredible. You got a doubleheader to decide the wild card. You got Lakers media day, and it's probably the day I return from my basketball vacation and begin basketball coverage, more than likely starting Monday. So gonna be a fun day that day. Gonna be a fun day, man. BC says, thank you for calling that out. Some Laker fans are delusional and act like the NBA isn't dominated by high seeds for a reason. Yeah. I mean, it's different. This is why I love baseball so much. I love the NBA. I love the NBA. Love it. I love basketball. I love baseball. But the thing, I think that NBA has become too hot take heavy and kind of too like bad takes matter, really. And I think that baseball is a more intelligent sport, and it kind of drowns out the kind of clownness that some of the NBA and basketball lets in it. Not to say that I'm above it or I'm smarter than any fan or anyone else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying some of the talking points. I feel like people who talk baseball, it's more about the sport. It's more about breaking down the sport. And I feel that it's more of an enjoyable conversation, where I think a lot of people who cover basketball or talk basketball, it's more designed about being controversial, hot take, loudmouthish. And not everybody really covers the game, right? They don't really break down the game. They're fans. A lot of people, they're fans, and they get up there and they have channels or they cover it on TV, and they do this thing and they just come from a fan perspective, right? I'm a fan. So that's me as well, right? But what I'm saying is I'm a fan, but I'm also a student of the game and break it down. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, when you get into that realm and you box them in, when it comes down to breaking things down, they crumble. And in baseball, it's a lot harder to fake the funk. You can know right away if someone's watching the games. You can know right away if someone knows the game, because baseball is a thinking man's sport, and stats reign supreme. However, you have to know the game. You have to know the situations. You have to know the matchups. You have to know the ins and out of this game. And you will be exposed very quickly if you try to fake that funk, right? In basketball, there's so many people that can go far with faking the funk. And not that it's hard to expose them, but it's almost like those who get exposed to get rewarded. It's a really weird thing, right? So many people make it further covering basketball that know very little about the actual game, but they hook on the narratives, and that's just kind of what the audience craves. So it's different, and that's why I love the NBA. I'm not bashing anything. I'm just speaking in reality. If you look at ESPN, and if you look at just what they've trended to, and how they've gotten rid of really every real journalist, every real person who covers it, real writers, real columnists, like real people who really know this game inside and out, and don't just get up there, talk loud, and spew craziness with no facts to actual stand on, right? No confirming anything, just assuming, assumption, talking about things off the court that doesn't matter. Like, it's a different thing now. Baseball, I don't think would allow that. Not that baseball MLB would stop it. I'm just saying the fan base, the organizations and the publications that cover it, I think it's just a different breed. I think they stick to their morals and the things that they hold as their culture and respect more tightly than other sports do. So they take forever to make necessary changes also, which is a problem, where other leagues kind of adjust and try things on the fly quicker, and sometimes bail on them quicker. So baseball does have its flaws. Do not get me wrong. But I just feel the difference is someone covering baseball versus someone covering basketball, or just the sport in general. It's a lot easier to be a casual in basketball than it is to be a casual in baseball. So just in general. Sorry, it went long there. But Dante says, sound the horn for Monday. There we go, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, it's Lakers Media Day. It's a doubleheader to decide, a wild card. And yeah, EmpireJeffTV returns to basketball coverage. So much needed break, man. Not that, I mean, it sounds weird. It's not like not like I was like crazy missed or anything, right? But it's just, a lot going on. Summer, you guys know I had a break because definitely something going on personally with some people in my family that were very ill. And then just really wanted to make up for lost time and covering baseball, and then just really just needing a break from that hectic, toxic season that Laker Nation was last year, and some of the fan base, to be honest, because there's a very disturbing part of Laker Nation that is very difficult, very, very difficult to watch play out, really. And it's my first year doing it, so I've got a lot to learn. I've got a lot still to grow. And it's not that it like bothers me or I lost sleep over it. It's just honestly didn't have the energy to just keep dealing with toxicness. Just, I've got things to do. You know what I mean? So baseball, my first love, really wanted to dedicate the back end of this season. That was my true commitment. I feel like I've done that. But definitely cannot wait to get back to basketball. I miss it. As crazy as my Lakers drive me, I do miss watching them. And as crazy as some of Laker Nation can be, I still miss most of Laker Nation, right? Because that's just a pocket of them, a small pocket of them. But I do miss it. I can't wait to get back to it. But in the meantime and in between time, I just really wanted to, my goal when I set out early this season, when I was doing basketball and doing this, my goal was to try to get some basketball people into baseball. That was my goal. And maybe I only got a couple. Maybe I got more. I don't know. But that was my goal. And I felt that my way of doing content was a good way to do that. And I felt like I had to fully commit to baseball to really make that happen. And I feel I can continue to do that. There's not a lot of guys on here covering both in depthly. There's people that bounce around and do it just because, they need content and it's dead, right? But as far as I feel, and this is just me, just, kind of believing in myself. I feel I'm one of the ones out here, one of the only ones out here that can cover both at a high level. And I want to continue to do that and get better and do a better job of teaching basketball people baseball and teaching baseball people basketball. That's a goal of mine, and I want to continue to do that. So I didn't reach my goal this year of being able to cover the entire MLB season just because I couldn't make it work. I tried. I just couldn't make it work. Had too many things going on. So can't wait to get back to basketball. Can't wait to cover these MLB playoffs. So appreciate y'all heavily. BC says 100. Appreciate you, BC. LA for Life said, quick question. What do you think about the trade last night? The trade last night, it's funny because it surprised a lot of people, but it didn't surprise me. I've been talking about, you can go back to the tapes on the Kareem report. I've been talking about this trade for over a year now. The Knicks and Wolves were natural trade partners, were naturally lined up. CAA, it was just lined up. It was ready to go for a while. It was just a matter of when they were actually going to get serious and get it done. I've been on record as saying multiple times that I felt that Cat was going to be out of there as soon as his extension kicked in, and he was. So you've got a weird ownership situation in Minnesota. You've got other guys getting paid now, deals kicking in. It was never going to make sense that they were going to keep all those guys. The Knicks were natural partners, especially now being down centers, losing Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson being hurt. So it was just a natural move for teams that have confirmed to be talking a lot this summer, but they really have been checking in with each other for over a year now. And I've been talking about that. I've said it on my show. Shout out to Kareem and the Kareem Report. Make sure to go sub to him. I've said it on Kareem's show. I've said it on multiple shows. I've said it on Lakers Fast Break. Shout out to them. I probably said it on Dan's channel. I probably said it on DJ's channel. I probably said it on every channel I've been on, including my own. So this was not a surprise to me. I am curious to see how Cat fits in New York, being that he's not the type of center they're typically used to. I'm very curious to see how the New York media and fan base treat him when he goes into one of his ruts, especially come playoff time. I like the deal for Minnesota. I like the balance of DiVincenzo there. I like the toughness and potential leadership that Randall can bring there. It's going to be curious. Him and Gobert on the floor at the same time, probably not ideal. I think this means more minutes for Naz Reid, combination where Randall's on the floor with Naz or Gobert, but probably not with Gobert. And I really think that this is a trade that has potential to work out for both teams because I think people are really sleeping on Randall here. I think Randall's a very solid player. I think when he first got to New York, him as a number one option is not ideal. Him as a number two option, not ideal. Him as a third, probably he's in a 3.5, 4 slot is where he should be as far as pecking order on a team. I think that'll be him in Minnesota, and I think that's the perfect role for him. I think he'll do okay there. So I think this is a trade that could potentially work for both teams, but I think everyone immediately saw the biggest name was Towns. But don't sleep on DiVincenzo going to Minnesota, and don't sleep on what Randall can bring to that team. Little basketball talk. Sorry, guys. I'm nice with it, man. To see people talking to each other. Let me mind my business. Dante said, glad we kept Jeff up for the Korean Classic to start the season. Dodgers really tough to, man, y'all hustled me to do that game too. Remember, I went to bed at like 11 p.m. that night, and then y'all told me, you guys convinced me to do it. Chris woke me up at like 2:45 in the morning. He was calling me. He was like, come on, get up. You got to do it. I was like, I got up and I did it, man. And no way I could do game 2. No way. I was burnt. I was spent. I went to bed at 11. I got up at 2:45. I laid down for 30 minutes on my couch. I didn't even go to my bed because I knew I wouldn't get up. Went to work, did a 10-hour shift because I had a busy day that day. And I was like, oh, my God, man. What a day that was. But we set it off right. We're going to end it right. And hopefully we end this season with the Dodgers World Series, man. Craig says, yes, a Rams win. I don't understand. Wait, you mean tomorrow? A Rams win? I don't know. Let's see. Get ready for next year in Japan. Yeah, man. I'm looking into, for those, my guy Pantone, man, I'm looking at, I don't know if I'll be able to make that trip, man. I'm not a guy that I don't know about flying across the pond, man. I've not done that yet. And that is a long trip, bro. That is a long trip. But that's a bucket list thing. I think that would be incredible to do that. I'm considering that. I really am. The cost isn't really a problem for me as far as that's not one thing like I'm stressing. I'm not like, oh, it's too expensive. That's not it. My thing is more or less on just flying that long of a flight, that long, going over there. I just got a lot going on. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off, but I want to. I definitely want to, man. Definitely. Shanda, what's up, man? That Knicks trade, though. Yeah, that Knicks trade. Like I said, it's interesting. But believe it or not, man, I'm not a Cat guy. I'm not very high on Cat. I don't really like him. I watch a lot of Knicks games, and I like the Knicks, but I don't like Cat, and I don't like watching him. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me to be able, to continue to tune into the Knicks, but watch that. So it is that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me, but I'm interested to see how he fits and how the fan base deals with him when he has his struggles, because he will. And he says some really dumb stuff sometimes. So we're going to see how that plays out. Cat needs to ride the train in NY during training camp to get some toughness. Oh, facts, man. Facts, Dante. He's getting 60 steals. Shohei, yeah, he's getting 60 steals. I felt that he was going to have a 55-60 season once he started creeping up those numbers and going to Coors Field. That's definitely still in play, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. One Peruvian says, "Yep, 11-hour flight ain't no joke, but Japan is a dope spot." Man, I've never been to Japan. I know a lot of people that have. I've actually got some business contacts in Japan, and I could theoretically potentially make it flip into some type of business venture too. So that's why one of the main reasons I'm considering it, other than the amazing experience that it would be. But I've never taken that long of a flight. And I have to really I'm not the biggest guy. I'm a guy that takes a lot of flights. I don't love flying, but I'm a guy that, for work and stuff, I get on planes enough, right? But I've never crossed the pond yet. Don't know if I'm going to get. Joe, what's going on, Joe? Rice sat like a business today. Probably will sit tomorrow, scumbags. Yeah, Joe, that's what I was saying, man. I was saying they were ducking the competition. They definitely were. Maybe he plays tomorrow just to keep going a little bit. They are in the wild card round. I don't know if they want to sit him for 2 games. You might want to get him out there to get a little bit of work done. But yeah, I do feel that's a sucker move, especially when they were battling for it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow, though. Thoughts on the mini side, Nova Knicks era over. So I just touched on that. I think you came in a little after I broke it down, but I like the deal for Minnesota. I like the deal for both teams potentially, but I think it's a lot better for Minnesota than people think. Obviously, the Knicks get the biggest name in the trade, but DiVincenzo going to Minnesota gives them some help there in that backcourt. Mike Conley is a year older. He does struggle and stuff in the playoffs, and he's very good at running an offense. But sometimes you need a guy who can get a bucket. Sometimes you need a guy who's going to hit that 3. And Conley's capable, but that's just another extra bullet in the clip there. And Randall, I'm telling you, man, he's a very physical, very strong, very capable guy. If you can limit his threes, because he falls in love with that sometimes. But him down there, when you got the length of Gobert and someone who's really, really good at potentially stopping 3 guards at 3 people at once because of his ability to switch and cover ground, and someone like Randall with his strength and being like a brick wall, I think that's a better combination than just length with Cat and Gobert. So potentially, right now, offensively, you're gonna have your struggles there because Randall is not a great 3-point shooter, and Gobert doesn't shoot him. So I think you're gonna see some more combinations of like Nas and Gobert and Nas and Randall. I don't know how much you're going to see Gobert and Randall like for heavy minutes together. They're gonna have to mix that up and find the combination that works, and maybe they can. But Chris Finch had Randall with him in New Orleans, and he made it work. Like that was when Randall left the Lakers, went there, and basically how he got his money from the Knicks because of the performance he had in New Orleans. So they're familiar, and we'll see how that works. How would stat padding selfish play in baseball look like to a casual watcher here? So a stat padding in baseball, well, I wouldn't call what Shohei is doing right now stat padding because he's staying ready. He's going out there and he's playing, right? Stat padding in baseball, it's not the same as the NBA. It's just not the same. Stat padding in the NBA is garbage minutes, going out there, just getting buckets, not coming out of the game, when it's typically the culture to come out of the game in NBA. Baseball, it's not really. It really isn't. So I don't really think you could come close to stat padding anywhere near baseball like you can in basketball, in my opinion. I just don't think you could. Let's see. Like Ohtani to get 200 hits. Oh man. That 40-40-40 thing he has a chance for is crazy too. I definitely want to go to Japan. Yeah, that'd be crazy, man. Chris, what's going on, my guy? Wake you up again at 2 a.m. to do the Japan game. Man, that was so brutal, bro. Oh my God, I was struggling. That whole day I was struggling, man. New York won. I think it was a pretty good trade for both teams. I do. I think New York has the biggest name in the trade, so I think people naturally are going to gravitate towards saying they won it. But I think this is something you're going to have to see play out on the court. And I do think that Minnesota, this deal is a lot better for Minnesota than people think. Joe says even trade. I agree. Been to Japan twice, been to Osaka to see a baseball game. It's different. Man, I definitely want to do it. Wanting to and actually doing it are going to be two different things, though, man. You think Randall would be better as a six-man, like Lamar Odom type thing? Yeah, I think with Minnesota, because I think Nas and Gobert, I think I would like to see that kind of start out, and then you can bring Randall in for either one of them. So yeah, that would be me. But then you kind of have that. He probably makes too much money for a lot of people to come off the bench. But I think Nas is going to be the long-term guy there. So I think they're going to start to make that move of giving him that spot. That's just what I think, man. What's going on, Roy? Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to drop a like on the video, guys, if you have not done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new, or if you've been here before and have yet to subscribe, please do so. Goes a long way to help us out. But dropping a like, least you can do. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter too. I see you guys rocking over there heavy, man. Joe says hitting is hard when it matters, or does it matters? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to stat pad in baseball. It's not the same thing as basketball. You can stat pad in the NFL. You can run up the score in the NFL for sure, and the NBA. But baseball, it's just a different animal, man. You can't stat pad. Hitting stat padding is sitting out a game like, there he goes. Yeah, thank you. Bang. You can't, keeping your stat where it's at and not risking it dropping is what Arise did today. And that's sucker stuff to me, man. That's sucker stuff. No, ducking the competition right there is exactly what it is. Just because you know what he wants the batting title. He wants to get his third in a row with 3 different teams and 2 different leagues. I get the narrative. I get the story there, but you're ducking. Cat is injury prone like Randall. I'm not convinced this is an upgrade for the Knicks. No, I'm not either, Roy. I'm really not. It's just he's the bigger name, so people are going to gravitate to that. You know what I mean? You hear what I said earlier about talking about how basketball is covered and how baseball is covered. You have to know baseball to cover the game. You can't just show up, start talking it. It doesn't work the same. Basketball, you can. A lot of people can just pull up, watch a couple of YouTube videos, look at some stats, and they can pull it off, right? The real ones could spot it a mile away. The people who are just fans out there talking the talk, right? But casuals go a lot further in basketball than they do in baseball. It is very hard to be a casual in baseball. You'll get spotted quick. But you can, like, yep, there you go. Same thing. My thing with the contract to roll thing is, will you do whatever to win? Yeah, but the thing is here, there's a lot of elements here. One, Randall wants an extension or a new deal. So going from a starter to a bench role, that's going to make things a little complicated there. Nas is going to be eligible for an extension. That makes it a little difficult there too. There's politics involved, always. So you got agents involved. You got players' feelings. The funny thing is, that's kind of how this trade ended up with DiVincenzo being in it, is because oddly enough, it turned out that he wasn't so high or big on the Nova Knicks thing to begin with, because his minutes were going to be minimized because of Bridges' acquisition. So here we are. We were all more happy about the Nova Knicks than some of the Nova Knicks were, right? So there are all these things that work, and that's what I'm saying. Like the business of basketball, the ins and out of basketball, there's a lot of layers to these things other than what comes up on social media, what people assume, and the narratives. It's a real thing. These are people's careers. And DiVincenzo had to kind of rejuvenate his a little bit and get his value back up. Now there's potential for it to dip again, and he doesn't want to go through that. And I understand that. Craig says Ted Williams wasn't a coward. He went out and won batting title when he didn't need to. Yep, facts. Teddy went 6 for 8 and a double hitter to stay over 400. Yep. Man, there's been so many guys who did things to reach 300 at the end of a season, but 400 is just nuts. Randall will be a salary dump. So he might. It depends how he plays, though. Randall's capable, man. Randall is capable. But if Minnesota can flip him for similar money to get someone maybe they have more long-term control over that they're higher on, I could see that happening, but I definitely think they're going to see what he brings to the table first. And being that he has worked with Finch in the past, there's a relationship there. I expect them to definitely give that a look and see what comes of it. So you guys asked me a question earlier in the show about if there's any team that scares me in the MLB playoffs. And I said no team scares me, but that doesn't mean that they're not scary. So no team scares me. I don't care who we face. I feel maybe some matchups are more beneficial to us. But no matter what happens, we're not going to play everybody anyway. So we're going to catch a break somewhere, right? So at the end of the day, none of these teams scare me, but that doesn't mean they're not scary. So let me know who you guys think or what team you're scared of if you are scared of any teams. I think just about every team, I think the playing field is equal. I think that any team that gets in the World Series has guys that can beat you. I think that any of these teams have guys that can get hot, arms, bats, and pen. And I think the field is wide open. I still think the Dodgers are going to win it. I still think it's going to be Dodgers-Yankees. And I think that the Dodgers pitching, even though they've been put through the ringer, if you look what they've been able to do over the last two series, they've stepped up to the challenge. They've been able to get things done. Our bullpen has been fantastic. Our bats have been elite. And if that trend continues, and I understand you're going to be playing better competition, but I'm still feeling like because the way Shohei is playing, I still feel that gives us the advantage. If he goes cold, we're in trouble. But if he continues to play like this, and it's not like they can just walk him every time with Mookie and Freddie and Teo behind him. If he continues to play like this, then I still have the Dodgers as the favorite. If Ohtani is still on this level, I still have us as the favorite. I also believe he will still pitch this season if they continue to advance. You guys know I've been saying that before it was a trend, before anyone was talking about it. While everyone was saying 100% no, I've been saying for months that I believe he's going to pitch this year. I believe he will if they make it that far. Assuming that he's got clearance, which I believe he already does. I believe he already does. So having said that, I still have us as the favorite. Not the runaway favorite, and I still think other teams can win it, but I still have us as the favorite in that. Let me catch up here. Okay, let me go back to some baseball here. I think they'll play Atlanta and Philly. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So Atlanta is still a good team. If they had all their guys, they'd be right up there at the top, right? Their pitching is dangerous. They still got Ozuna in that lineup. Albies is coming back. I still think that team can be dangerous. They can knock a team out. Riley come out like they could still knock a team out. I don't believe they have what it takes to go all the way, but I believe that they can knock a team out. The Phillies, it's funny. Everyone's up here talking about the Dodgers' issues with pitching. Everyone's talking about the Dodger arms. Go in and look at Philly the last month, man. They just got waxed by the Nationals twice. They've been roughed up by a lot of teams, a lot of blowouts. They've had games where their bat exploded and they blew out teams too. But they've been getting lit all the way the F up. So we can sit here and talk about the Dodgers starting rotation all we want, and it's a concern for us, yes. But let's not act like we didn't touch up the A team of the Padres, both starters and pen. Let's not act like the Phillies' arms have not been getting lit up like 4th of July. This is why we still continue to have our chance. The Yankees, too, getting lit up. Getting lit up. We went to Coors Field, shut them down. All right? So at the end of the day, while the narrative of our arms are there, our arms are defeating that narrative right now. And especially if Buehler keeps trending in that direction, that just makes us even better and tougher, right? But Atlanta and Philly, nothing but AL East opponents, that'd be interesting, man. Yeah. No, you're right, Shando. Let's see. Yep, true. Atlanta with their left-handed pitchers. Yeah. And that pitching staff can be dangerous, but we got guys who kill lefty pitching. So I I like our chances against anyone. There's certain teams that will be a little bit more difficult. They got more firepower. It's going to be more stressful, more high leverage, more stressful in our arms, more pressure on our bats and pen, more pressure on Dave Roberts, right? But so for me, obviously there's teams that you probably would prefer. We've matched up well against Milwaukee. That's probably ideal. Probably the Mets. Padres have been a team that gave us fits this year, but we beat them in the last series. Granted, we've been hurt all year. We were hurt when we played them this time, and we just roughed up their pitching. Still a very, very good baseball team capable of winning. Phillies can get hot in a series, capable of winning. We saw what Arizona did once they got in last year, if they get in. So I like our chances against anyone, but I feel like because we got the top seed and the Padres got the top seed in their wild card round, it's lining up that if the Dodgers and Padres win, they're going to face each other, I believe. So we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out here. But there was coverage. I covered it. I covered it multiple times on my channel, on Kareem's channel. I broke down details on that twice, and it was actually more than two. It was multiple times. I did shows on this. I did shows on it. Did an article on it, and I spoke on it on Kareem's channel as well. So, like I said, I'm telling you, man, there's casuals who talk narratives, and there's dudes who really break this down and cover it, bro. I'm that guy, man. You will see Ohtani get walked or pitched around like Barry in 2004 in the playoffs. Better get ready, and Mookie will need to be ready. Mookie will need to be ready. Absolutely. Mookie's got to deliver. Mookie absolutely is going to have to be ready for the moment. He's going to have to deliver, and I think he will. You know what? You can call me foolish. You can call me whatever you want. He's too good of a player, and I do believe in him for sure. Absolutely believe in him. Gomes and AF said no chance he pitches in the playoffs. I know. I hear you. I hear you. They've said it, but then they kind of came back and kind of left the door open a little bit. I understand they've said that. If they knew he was going to pitch, they wouldn't say it. Anyways, they wouldn't say it. So I understand that. This is also the same organization that told us that they basically led us to believe that Glasnow was just kind of on a shadow IL stick. And then he's out for the season, right? So I don't know if I would trust everything they say when it comes to updates. But I think that there is a chance for sure that he pitches this year. I just believe it. I've seen enough to see I know what a ramp up looks like, and he's in ramp up status. He is. If they lose to any one of Atlanta, New York, San Diego, or AZ, they're not a serious team anyways. Yeah, I mean, this team whole would be very, very serious and probably would demolish most of these teams. But yeah, they're still capable of beating these teams even as is, for sure. Philly and Milwaukee are the strongest teams. No, I get it, but I feel like we match up well against Milwaukee, and I feel like Philly have given us problems. San Diego's given us problems. Arizona early on gave us problems. Like every team we've had issues with at one time or another, right? And all of them, our pitching is going to strike. Every team in the NL is solid that's going into these playoffs. But I think I would have the Padres. As far as all things considered, the way teams are playing right now, going into the playoffs, I would have the Padres ahead of Philly and Milwaukee right now. Just for a current state of play, I would have them at that right now. Let's see. Trying to stick to as much baseball right now, guys. Dodgers don't win it this year. Have to get Roberts out and go get Skip. Now, see, if they don't I like Skip Shoemaker. I really do. I think he'd be a solid manager. My thing is, if they didn't fire Dave when he had all his guys, I just don't see him unless he just has absolute blunders that it's 100% his fault. Then I can see that. But with no ace, depleted rotation, and he finishes with the best record in baseball. Even with that, I think it's hard to fire Dave when he's coming off two of his best performances, managerial wise. So I think would be hard on them to fire him, unless it's just completely, blatantly his fault. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they do it with the injuries. And if the starting pitchers just get smacked, if they go out there and Flaherty and Yamamoto get torched and they lose a playoff round because our top two guys just can't hold water, then I don't see how you blame Roberts for that. That's just my opinion. We all love Joe's insight on the Lakers. We all love the maniac anger built within Joseph Sorrow. Joseph Sorrow. Whose idea in Phoenix was it to get Beal? Oh, KD for sure. Is Catman going to pitch? I don't know. I don't think we've gotten kind of mixed signals on that. I think there's a chance. I don't know if I start him. He hasn't pitched all year. I don't know what to expect from him. Maybe long relief, maybe relief. Maybe they give him a try in a game where there's separation. But I don't know. That's a good question. I definitely do not have the answer for that right now for sure. But yeah, it's true too. Dave isn't getting fired, man. Stop. I don't think he's going to get fired. I don't think so. But like I said, unless there is something he does that is so horrific that you can only trace it back to him, then I think maybe it's possible. But again, coming off back-to-back seasons of probably his best managing, like I said, the man has the highest winning percentage of any active manager. He just finished the best record in MLB with a depleted team. Had a great season last year and what was supposed to be kind of a stall year just to save money for Shohei. And I understand I understand the fans' issue with Dave Roberts. I understand why they don't trust him. But I also understand the other side of the coin. I do. I see both sides. And all these kind of miraculous guys that come here who are trash and other teams come here, get turned around. You got to give the manager credit for that. You have to. If there was basketball and a head coach turned a guy around who was a journeyman, they'd get all the credit. You know what I mean? But because Dave has had some blunders, and I understand it's tough, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's as terrible as a lot of people who have anger towards him do. He's not the best manager in baseball by any stretch, but he's closer to top 10 than bottom 15, in my mind, in my opinion. I think he's a very good manager. I think he's had some bad decisions. Very good managers do still. And I think he's their guy. I just think he's their guy. I think that he's just kind of part of the fabric of the organization. I think from ownership to the front office to the coaching, I really believe that they're in harmony together as far as about how they go about things. So even when things go wrong, I don't 100% believe it's all Robert's decisions, to be honest with you. Matter of fact, I've confirmed that multiple times. Having said that, if he did do something that was directly a result of his decision-making and it cost us time and time again, then yeah, you probably should make a change. However, I don't believe that to be true. That's just me. With the way Kike is hitting and how well the bottom three has been hitting in all their combos the last month, opposing pitchers are going to press hard, worrying about Ohtani at the top of the order. Facts. Absolutely. Without a doubt. We don't match up well with Philly. We didn't match up against the Padres either, and we just damn near swept them. So again, we haven't played them in a while. I don't believe we played them since the All-Star break, since we kind of turned things around. So I still think we could beat them. I definitely think we can. And they've had our number. But that means nothing once you get into the playoffs. We had the San Diego Padres number every single year, and they took us out in 2022. You know what I mean? Let's see. Trade trader. No, we didn't even. The Dodgers didn't even put up a fight to keep Trey. They weren't going to pay him because they were saving money for Ohtani. You think if he blows it this year, he's gone? I don't know, man. If they, like I said, if they're starting pitching can't keep them in games, I don't think that's his fault. Let's see. When healthy, I would take AD over Embiid. That's just me because of the two-way playing. And although, AD has his injury concerns, he's not as bad as Embiid. I don't think Embiid moves that well on the floor. And AD, excuse me, I don't think Joel moves that great on the floor. And the fact that Joel can't even get to like a Western Conference Finals, right? He's never even sniffed the finals. I'll take AD over Embiid. He's not going anywhere. I don't think so either. I don't think so. I think those are narratives. I've talked to a lot of people that cover the team. I've talked to people in that clubhouse, and no one, I've yet to find really anyone that has anything bad to say about him. Like, no one blames him. When I talk to everyone about the failures of the last handful of years, typically it's a starting pitching and the bats that went silent. Now, that was that horrible bullpen decision in 2022. 2019, he's got some wear there as well. But I'm talking post winning World Series. There isn't a ton that was his fault outside. 2022, that decision, that bullpen decision, if that was 100% him, that was the closest I thought he could have came to getting fired. And they didn't fire him then. So I just don't think they will. I think he's part of the fabric of the team. Yep. Facts. 111 wins. Yeah. If you don't fire him after a 111 win season and losing to the lesser seed and really only winning one game in the series, then I don't think you get fired for having the best record of baseball with a depleted team. No, I hear you, but that's upstairs, Joe. Dave Roberts does not 100% decide the game one pitcher. I promise you this. I promise you. Who's the KD of baseball? The KD of baseball. I don't have KD as the best player. Never have. So to me, it would be someone who can just like light it up in bunches, kind of out of nowhere. And while this guy isn't kind of on the tier in baseball that KD is in basketball, I'm just talking about an impact to get hot and go nuts. Someone like a Kyle Schwarber, who's had multiple times this year with the 3 home run games. Someone like that, who just gets busy, like just gets up there and you're like, okay, this guy is coming to hit. Maybe a Juan Soto. Someone like those guys, probably like a KD version of it. But it's hard to compare baseball and basketball. It's not, the narratives and everything is just not the same. It was a Shiba, yeah. True. Super team in baseball. The Dodgers are a super team in baseball. The Yankees, you can kind of call them one. You got Judge, you got Soto, you got Garrett Cole, you got Giancarlo Stanton. Talking about big names, big money. The San Diego Padres, where we're trying to be one, right? When all the guys they got, guess you can kind of call them out with all the names and all the money spent. New York Mets tried desperately. That fell apart. They had to break that up. The Phillies got a lot of big name, big dollar ones. But again, a lot of these guys haven't won championships, though. But a lot of super teams haven't won championships in the NBA as well. But if you're talking about like 3 really high-level players at top dollar, if that's the case, because if you're trying to compare baseball to basketball, then on baseball, there's a lot of super teams because there's a lot of teams with players like that at high value that are high talent and high money. It's really hard to translate basketball to baseball and vice versa. It's really hard to do that. They will pull starters even if they've got a shutout after 5 innings and tax the bullpen. They never learn year after year after year. Yeah, you're right. But that's an organizational decision. Makes you wonder if Snell wasn't pulled in game 6, might they have found a way to blow it? You're right about that too. Jeff sounded soft right now. Come on, they ain't nothing soft about Jeff. I promise you this. There's a difference between being soft and being on point, Joseph. Let's see. Dave Roberts is not a good manager when it matters. Mattered in 2020. We won one. Roberts' in-game decisions are horrible. I do believe that, and I've said this, he's not perfect. He's got issues. There's no doubt about it. I'm not here to argue that. And there are some in-game decisions that I've often questioned, but I also know that they're not all his decision. Do you guys ever notice how much Dave's on the phone. You guys ever notice that? There's no one in the bullpen. There's no challenge. They're on the phone. It amazes me how no one picks up on this. Amazes me. How many guys you see come out of that tunnel, send word? No one pays attention to these type of things, but Jeffrey be noticing stuff, man. I've been at games and seen it myself because I look for it. I've seen it too many times. I've been told to watch for it. That tells me what's really going on and confirms what people have already been telling me. Great example. Kevin Cash pulled a Dave Roberts in that game. The irony was hilarious. A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys do that. If they would have got Musgrove out as Will Smith hit that home run the other day. Some guys leave guys in too long. Some guys pull guys out too early. That happens in baseball every day. Every day. Let's see. But he has had playoff struggles in the playoffs. At least AD plays important games. Yep, facts. Send Jeff a super hat to pay for the internet bill. I'm assuming you mean super chat. Super hat. That's funny. Let's see. AD is a better talent, but Embiid is more dominant. Yeah, because I think that AD just doesn't play to dominate. If he did, I think he could be. Tyler Anderson. Yeah. Game 4. They tied that game. Urias on the mound, game 5. The last pitcher to win a playoff game for LA. Of course, bats went silent when you start the bottom of the first, down 5 runs, hitters press, and no one told them to keep putting the biggest choker in baseball history and Kershaw on high pressure. Well, I mean, there's a flip side to that as well. Think back to the St. Louis where Kershaw went 5-6 strong innings. Bats were silent the entire time. And then St. Louis got to him, blew it up, and they couldn't get back to it. So again, for everything you throw, I can throw something else because it's the truth. It's very easy to point in one direction. It's like a documentary. You're just telling your story. There's way more instances where Roberts did good than bad, and that's just a fact. You don't have the record he does unless you do that. Let's see. A-Rod, the KD of baseball. I think A-Rod was at a higher level of baseball than KD was in basketball, in my opinion, even though he's on the juice. Colton Wong over Rosario. He didn't help the offense. There was something with Rosario and Roberts last year, which is why when they traded for him, they designated him for assignment. That's why they did it. Was because there was an issue between those two. That I know for sure. Roberts needs an in-game coach or manager to be successful. Played Taylor, who's terrible. Damn analytics, man. They want him in there because of his versatility. And you're gonna see it again this year. You're gonna see it again this year. Let's see. Betty gets at bats again this year. Oh, for sure. He's going to. He definitely will. Went 3 for 3 today. He had a good game the other day too. He's kind of finding his stride right now. Shoemaker can be a bench coach. No, there's going to be a lot of guys after him to be the manager. He's going to get a job ASAP. Yeah, Riza was one of the guys I was thinking of too. Contracts for a decade long for some reason. Yeah, that's the nature of the game, man. I thought Jeff was part of Terror Squad for a second. Terror Squad, TS, man. Rays was a good acquisition for SD. I'll give them that. That was a great acquisition. Great acquisition. Perfect for them. For a team that searches contact and having him at the top of the lineup, great. Mookie Betts making 2 of the baddest defensive catches, won it for 2020. Yeah, those were just insane. His catches, Walker Buehler's performance, Julio Urias, man, Bellinger and Kike's game 7 against Atlanta. Oh man, there were so many different things. But yeah, Mookie was incredible, man. Analytics in that phone is the red herring. That's how they make you think it's not the manager. Nah, man. I Joe, trust me, I'm not a guy to get up here and tell lies. I've talked to enough people on this. I'm confident in my stance on this. I'm very confident. I've talked to people that would know, and I'm very, very, very confident in that assumption. If the office making the calls and just let Pryor the skipper, they gotta have the face man. They gotta get the guy out there. Was there any time these past few years AD was up for trade? 21 to 23. I heard it got close one year. Nope. N-O, capital N, capital O. Bunch of exclamation parts. 100% false. He was never up for trade. He was never offered in trade. It was never a thing. Never. Teams called. They took the call. They politely declined, moved on. Was never a thing. Never. I never heard of a legit trade for AD since he's been a Laker. Yeah, no, 100% false. Kiermaier went free to 3 versus Rockies 2. His average is higher. Let his finger jam heal and he can play. Yeah, this is a guy that again that was thrown away, couldn't hit nowhere, right? Gets here on the Dodgers. Look what happens, right? Then again, you're playing with great players. You're playing with greatness. You're playing surrounded. It's contagious. So it's the players too. And look, again, everyone is entitled to have their own opinion against Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, like I said multiple times, has his issues. No doubt about it. I just don't believe he's as horrible as some of you guys think he is. That's just me. I still think he's in your opinion, what is the difference between fool being delusional versus having belief in a player through thick and thin? There's a big difference. The ability to not give constructive criticism and just be blind, a fanboy and a stand boy. So you could be a player stand and a team stand. Like you got guys out here that'll literally say that you're being scared if just because you say you think your team is going to lose to another team. It has nothing to do with fear. It has to do with basketball IQ. That's why I kept trying to tell everyone under the sun that it was idiotic to root and pray and hope and want Denver in round 1. Stupid. Don't duck them. Don't fear them. But to want to go and play a team you've lost to 11 straight times with a straight face, that's just pride. Foolish pride. You don't duck them. You don't lose games on purpose to not face them. But to sit there and say, we want them, that is a definition between delusional and realistic. Plain and simple. And then the same people that will talk trash about you because you think that your team is going to lose to another team because you know the game will be the same people out there painting their faces with other teams' logo, cheering for them to beat the team that beat your team like it brings your team back to life. Make it make sense. Be grown, y'all. Be grown. Oh, man. When you're an organization, what do you mean? Let's see. Dave Roberts is D+ manager. Come on, Jeff, you're killing me. D+. Wow. I would say that at worst, Dave Roberts is a C+ manager. At worst. Best winning percentage of any active manager. The Dodgers have had the second most World Series games in his tenure. Second most World Series titles in his tenure. Most division titles, most playoff appearances in his tenure. At the end of the day, a D+ manager doesn't get that done. That just doesn't happen. Those are narratives. I meant the organization being delusional in a player versus having belief in a player, refusing to move them. I don't believe that teams have delusions about a player. I think that teams have commitment to the business side of it, and a certain player like a KD in Phoenix or LeBron James in LA or stuff like that, the amount of money that they pull in to them is more important than the wins they produce. That's just a fact. So at the end of the day, it's not delusional about how good the player is. It is the fact of how much of a cash cow they are. And at the end of the day, the business side of it, a lot of fans forget about and leave out. And while in a perfect world, the owners will love to make as much money as they can while winning as many games as they can, but in reality, that's not the case. If that idiot coach would have cared about winning regular season games, they would not have played Denver in the first round. Yeah, you're right. But I think it was idiotic to root for Denver, to face them. He was too busy resting players in December like they were 50 years old. Second most World Series titles. It's a fact, though. It's a fact. For example, D'Lo or Tyler Hero relates heavy to that question. Do they really believe them? Why they have not moved them yet? I think Hero and D'Lo are challenging to move for a different variety of reasons and challenging to want to keep for a different variety of reasons. Similar as far as like what they make. Hero has a longer contract. D'Lo's situation is it's just difficult. Like trading for a player like D'Lo It'd have to be a salary dump where you get off someone you got for long years and you're taking it as 1 year to clear it. You trade D'Lo to a team that's trying to tank. You add him to your team. He makes you a better team. Can help you make a playoff game, right? When you maybe not want to. So there's a bunch of different scenarios. Tyler Hero is is a solid offensive player that can get hot, but doesn't really give you a bunch of anything else. Kind of like D'Lo. Hero over D'Lo. They low key annoying, like they're good enough yet. No one wants them. Again, variety of reasons. For the money they make, for what they don't impact on the floor can be tough. Jeff, you are one more Robert's comments for making me do an impromptu Dodgers show on LFB tonight, and you and I can talk directly. You don't make the rules, Joe. You don't make the rules, Joe. Joe hates it when Joe lives on planet Sorrow, in Sorrow world, right? And it's straight. It's like tunnel vision. And the rest of us have shark vision, right? And it drives Joe crazy, which I absolutely enjoy and have endless fun with. But at the end of the day, there's no changing my mind on my stance. There just isn't, because I've talked to too many people who are in the know, and I'm very comfortable with saying it. These aren't assumptions on my behalf. They're not. Again, I understand Joe's reasoning. I'm not saying Joe is wrong to feel the way he feels. I am not saying that. Not at all. Not at all. I was heavily heated in 2022. I wanted him gone. I wanted him gone. If I could go back, I got to go back and find my Twitter post when they lost to San Diego. I wanted him out of there. I did. But I was upset. I was upset at the moment. Got over it. And, you kind of take inventory of everything that has been achieved in his tenure in a sport that is very, very, very hard to win in, that is very unforgiving when it comes to mistakes. And he has made them. But a lot of great managers have. Where's Bruce Bochy at this year? He won a chip last year, yes, but where is he this year? Where is he? Where's that team? I know he's won a lot in San Francisco, but there are years they won the World Series, and next year they don't even make the playoffs. So the main reason from the business perspective of the Dodgers, who absolutely want to win, but to have a team on the field every year that's good enough to win the division, sell out all these games, make all that money, get you into the playoffs, get more games to make money. At the end of the day, that's what Guggenheim wants. They got their guy to do that. They want to win. That's why they spent that money on Ohtani, spent that money on Mookie, did all this, right? But at the end of the day, they go ahead and look at all this money they're making off the success over the last 10 years. That's on Dave's watch. Dave is helping them print money by being the guy that's their guy and does things their way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The money. Because injuries, man. Monty loves my team. There was. The Lakers turned that down twice. Planet Sorrow. That's good. Planet Sorrow. That should be a show right there. Welcome to Planet Sorrow. That should be the show right there. I gave Joe the R there, even though he's roll the R's in Joe, but Joe Sorrow. That's exactly what it is. I need some creepy music on here, right? To play. Welcome to Planet Sorrow. Like the Tales of the Crypt voice. Facts. Hey, yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. But I will take the results over the people. I would gladly know nobody for the Dodgers to win. Absolutely. Sign me up for that. I 100% agree with that stance, but it does not change the truth. 2002 dark year for Lakers and Dodgers. At least the Rams won. Yeah, absolute facts. I live on planet results. Well, Joe, I understand you live on planet results, but at the end of the day, since the Shaq and Kobe era, we have 3 chips. We have 1 chip in 14 years, right? So lack of results is the reality in both franchises. It just is what it is. And so we could talk all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. We could talk if they did this, if they did that. Doesn't change what it is. Doesn't change what it is. And it doesn't change the fact that Roberts is their guy. Roberts is their guy. He just is. Texas had to cheap out a little this year. Hey, Dodgers cheaped out last year. Look what they did. They cheaped out last year. What happened? On Dave Roberts' watch. They had spent so much money before for nothing, and then when they finally won last year, they kind of wanted to ease on spending. Because again, Joe, a lot of these teams, man, they want to win, but they don't want to lose money doing it. They don't want to lose money doing it. Look, like there are owners out there that are perfectly content with just making their bag, making as much money as possible, and who cares if you win? Like, would you rather be the Cubs? They got Greg Counsell out there. He's a very good manager. Where they at? Bruce Bochy, where he at? Shoemaker, where he at? Where these guys at? Where they at? I know where Dave Roberts is at. Look at you. Just go to MLB.com, look at the standings. We'll show you where he's at. But I could roll my R's too. Planet Zorro. How'd Russ, Bev, and Nunn have more trade value than D'Lo, Rui, and Vando? Here's the thing, though, Shan. Don't believe everything you hear and read. A lot of these reports are BS. The Lakers could trade these guys. The Lakers just don't love the return on it. There's a difference. There's a major difference. The Lakers could trade half this team right now. They just aren't in love on what the return would be. Plain and simple. Jeff Kike and Edmund are going to be big for us in the playoffs. Facts. Playoff Kike is already coming alive, my guy. Already coming alive. I can't wait to see it. Boston had one chip in 40 years before last year. Yep. And they've had good coaches. They've had them. They've had good organizations. Still didn't work. Zorro's World. Welcome to Planet Zorro. Zorro's World. Which one better? Planet Zorro or Zorro's World? I think Planet Zorro, man. I think Planet Zorro. I think so. Lakers could become that, a loser franchise, if they're not careful. They're already there right now. Like I said, one chip in 14 years. There are more people out here nowadays that have seen Lakers lose more than they've won. That's a fact. Why did they keep THT over Caruso? They really thought Stanley Johnson and Kent Bazemore could have replaced KCP and Caruso and that THT and Kawhi or something. Yeah, Stanley Johnson. That kills me to this day. They made the wrong choice. THT was a clutch guy. He was a young guy that thought was going to become something. Caruso at the end, it was not the same in 2021 as he was in 2020. He was off injured. He was out in those playoffs too, got hurt. And they just didn't want to give him $8 million a year. They chose THT. Didn't want to pay the tax to keep both. And the rest is history. You know, they blew up on him, blew up in their face. Cubs have had high payrolls before. They have, and they don't win. So, like I said, and they've had good managers. Texas earned the right to cheap out this year. They spent a lot for years and finally won one. I get it. I'm get it. But what I'm saying is, on a cheap out year, Dave Roberts still took the Dodgers to the playoffs in a tough division. I'd rather miss the playoffs once in a while and win more World Series. I would love to win more World Series, but I think there was something special about being relevant every single year. I think there's value in that. Giants missed the playoffs in 2013 and won the World Series the year before and after. Yep. Plus 2010. Yep. They were a dynasty. I know a lot of people don't want to admit that, but they do. They do. Neither will Rangers fans if they win the World Series again next year, which they won't. But Dodgers don't lose money. They get $330 million a year off TV deal and ticket sales, and they own the parking lot. No, that's what I'm trying to say. The Dodgers situation is different. It's not like they're not trying to win. It's not. I don't know a manager in the world that was going to fix when their bats go silent. I just don't know a manager out there that's going to fix that. Kike at the 8th spot. Yep, playoff Kike, man. How could you tell if a baller is on steroids when hitting them home runs like they did with Bonds? Well, Bonds, you could tell because his head size tripled, right? McGuire and all that, just the era, you could kind of spot it because guys were just, their body was reshaping. Sosa, like all these guys, you could see it. Now the steroids are a little bit different. It's not the same type of thing. Only franchise with more titles than the Lakers since 2010, though, was the Warriors. No, I get it. But what I'm saying is, as far as what Laker fans a previous year are in expectations of, or like it's win or nothing, like it's foolish mentality. Like if you have a team that overachieves and gets to like a finals or a Western Conference Finals in a year where they were predicted to barely make the playoffs and they overachieve, to call that season a failure is entitlement. That's weird. Like you can have years where you overachieve and you can be proud of that accomplishment. Winning is the ultimate goal. But to sit back and say, like, I'm in the result, but this and that, like you're not in sales. You know what I mean? This isn't your job. You're a fan. You're a fan. Like, relax. You know what I mean? Like, relax. We got to chill sometimes. We on the couch. We got to relax. At the end of the day, there's times where your team overachieves, goes further than anyone thought they would, didn't win, maybe lost to the team that did win, and that's okay. It's not ideal. You don't celebrate that, but you don't call them bums and trash and if they don't win, they're not nothing. Like, they overachieved. Like, that's okay too. It is. Wait, in the Heat. Yep. Let's see. Yep. Steroids is perfect for baseball because baseball players recover quicker and get stronger. Two things that are huge when hitting and pitching 6 days a week. Absolutely. Still hurts. Following year was karma for underestimating your role. Players, dirty work guys still haven't gotten back. Yep. That happens. Justin Turner just walked off the A's. Oh, he did? JT. Good for JT, man. SoCal natives born to win. Love JT. Wish he was still with us now. There's a lot of people who believe he will be our next manager, man. A lot of people believe that. Dodgers will win it all, or Yankees, I think. I think that's a fair assessment. I think it's fair. What is Lucky doing? Lucky, get your ass over here. Lucky over here getting into some mischief, man. Head size is likely high. Bonds might not have used steroids, but he used PEDs, yeah. And then what sucks about Barry, and I know, Joe, you can remember this. What sucked about Bonds, what's up, buddy? What's up? What's wrong? Oh, man, he brought his ball here. He's like, he brought his little baseball here. He wants to play catch right now. The thing about Bonds, what sucks is he was good enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer and the best player in baseball before he ever touched a steroid. The problem with Bonds is he wanted to justify that San Francisco contract. And then he also, hey, stop it. But then Lucky is on one right now. But then he also wanted that notoriety that McGuire and Sosa were getting. So he was trying to get on that train there. That one, the only reason you went from contender in 2021 to awful in 2022 was because of what the team did to itself. Yeah, because the Lakers are always going to be a team that does not want to overpay too heavily in the tax, especially in a winning year. Some teams don't make the money you think in a winning year. The costs of a winning team are very high, and a lot of teams. Look what Chicago has been since Mike. Right? Look why LeBron left the Heat, because they were trying to stay out of tax. Like what the Lakers are doing are not abnormal, and this is not different than what Dr. Bust did at times. People don't want to act like that's a reality, but what I'm saying is, the thing is though, you can do that, but just don't be stupid. Right? You can cut costs. Let THT go and keep Caruso. It's the same money spent, but it's the better move, right? I get what they had to do financially, but they picked the wrong guy. That was stupid. Relaxing is for burnouts and geezers. I want to win and only win. Oh, relaxing, Joe. You don't sleep 8 hours a night, 6 hours a night, whatever it is. You don't get rest. I think that's relaxing. To me, I disagree because getting swept is not something to be proud of. Also, you got Braun on your team. He getting scrutinized consistently every year. He don't win. I'm not talking about getting swept, Shando. I'm talking about if you have a team that was projected to miss the playoffs and they overachieve and they maybe get like the 7th or 6th seed and then lose. I'm not talking about the Lakers in particular. I'm talking about in general. If a team overachieves and then goes out, I think you got to celebrate Well, wrong word, not celebrate, but I think you have to appreciate the effort in the season they had to overachieve, is what I'm saying. What's going on, AD? Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. Part of me wonders if that Buddy Miles trade would have been better, Loki. It would have been. It definitely would have been. No trade would have been better, but that trade definitely. If Dodgers meet the Yankees in the World Series, it's the Dodgers all the way. Yeah, Ohtani in the Bronx, man. Oh my God. Turner would have been great. Buddy Hield was overpaid at the time. I get it, but they fit two needs. Right? Rim protecting, rebounding big who can stretch out and shoot the three, and a dead-eye three-point shooter, right? Ideally, but then again, do they get here and make shots? You know, that's the next thing. Bonds only hit more than 40 home runs once before using steroids. Yeah, but he was a very, very good baseball player. Very, very good. If Bonds had retired in 1998, he would have been in the Hall of Fame in 2003. Yep. He had 3 MVPs before getting juiced. Yep. Him on that Pittsburgh team, he was so good. 5.5 hours a night, maybe 6. Yeah, I'm around with that. That's relaxing, Joseph. Planet Sorrow. I think that's what it has to be. Planet Sorrow. There it is. Let's see. Instead of chasing guys like Oubre, Hardenstein, resigning Caruso, and then moving THT, Braun, and AD, thought it was cool to recruit Melo, Ariza, DJ Bays. Even with the rush trade, you still couldn't make the team. Yeah. My God, Lucky is absolutely on one right now. Bro, he's like, forget this. You're on this stream too long. I want to play. Second here. Trying to be a good dog dad here, but man, this dude nuts. They should trade a THT in 2021 to the Grizzlies for DeAnthony Melton. They should have moved THT multiple times, right? They didn't move him when his value was high, and then they finally dumped him when it was low. In the past year, decade, how many years you believe the Dodgers overachieved? I think they overachieved last year. That's probably the only year. Last year was kind of the year I gave them a quote unquote pass. Outside of that, trying to remember. 2016, they lost to Chicago. 2017, the cheating year. 2018, they lost to Boston. 2019, underachieved. 2020 won it. 2021 lost to a very good Atlanta team. I don't know if I would call that underachieving. They were very good. 2022 underachieved. 2023, I believe they overachieved for the regular season. I don't believe that the Dodgers were as good, as much of a World Series contender as 22 or 24 or 20 or 21. That's just my opinion. THT was 21 years old, who showed a lot of promise, 6 years younger than Caruso. Issue was THT stopped working after he got paid. That does happen a lot. Plus, he was a clutch guy. You going to give Lucky another pup, or does he prefer being the lone star? I think he would like to have a pup. But then I think he'd want his alone time, his attention time. But Lucky's a social butterfly, man. He likes company, human, dogs. So he's very matter of fact, I think when Lucky gets into his most mischief is when he's alone. Like when he's antsy or bored. Like right now. Come here, Luck. Come here. Got his Dodger hoodie on right now. Come here. What's up, bro? Oh, he's got his Ohtani hoodie on right now. What's going on, buddy? No, you can't chew the microphone. I gotta take him for I'll be pulling up to I live in a neighborhood where block parties are common. Hey, stop trying to chew the microphone. Stop it. I live in an area where like block parties, family parties, like DJ parties, live bandas, like on the regular. There's several on my block right now and several in my neighborhood. I pull up to several of them. I take Lucky. I go from spot to spot, grab a drink here, grab some carne here, go over there, do my thing, roll around with Lucky. And he goes to a lot of parties. And, what are you doing, bro? Okay, he's getting to be too much right now. Sorry about that, guys. They only lost to World Series champions or winner. Yep, that's what I was saying. So in 2016, lost to a champion. 17, 18, 19, 20, they won it. 21, they lost to a champion. 22, obviously to the Padres. And 23, they lost to a team that went to the World Series. So, they lost to the guys who won it or almost won it, to a team that went to 7 games in the World Series. Doesn't make it feel any better. They don't get any extra bonus points for that. but it is reality. It is reality. Let's see. I think it did have a little to do with work, Shadow, because he gained weight. Like you could see it. You could see it. Injuries helped to that. Can't work out as much. So there were some things that have to do with work. But yeah, true. Lucky got a homie Benji on the block, right? Yeah, Benjamin. Benji's over there at a party right now. They already sent me pics. So Benji's over there wilding out right now. So I got to take Lucky in a few as soon as I get out of here. For those who follow me on IG, Dante, you know what it is, man. That's why you say that. Speaking of IG, make sure to follow the channel IG, EmpireJeffTV. I only started this new page on IG a few weeks back, and we're already up to about 1,300 followers. So post a lot of dope clips on there that I can't really post on YouTube on Shorts. So check out EmpireJeffTV. I know it says EmpireJeff here on the graphic. I got to change that. But EmpireJeffTV on IG, EmpireJeffTV on TikTok, EmpireJeff_ on Twitter. Of course, EmpireJeffTV here on YouTube. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, man. Basketball content right around the corner again. Laker Media Day, doubleheader at Atlanta and New York on Monday. So, and I return to covering basketball on Monday. So enjoy the break, but it's time. It's time. It's time. The people need it. I need it. So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Let's bring the non-narrative basketball coverage back, baby. Let's bring it back. So looking forward to that. Enjoyed the break. Enjoyed covering baseball, but getting ready to lock in on this for sure, man. Let's see. What is why do you think getting paid kind of makes guys taper off? Well, they get that bag. Their family's taken care of. They're taken care of. You know, they're spending more. They're doing more. Got more of a lavish lifestyle. They're out and about. That's what separates a lot of the greats from those who have great potential versus those who have great success or on Planet Zorro, great results, right? Because the guys who sacrifice the late nights, the guys who sacrifice the extracurricular activities, the guys who put the time in, put the overtime in, put the work in, take care of their bodies, eat right, spend money on their bodies. Those guys understand that it'll bring winning and more money. Some guys get that first bag, and to them, that's enough. And some guys, that's just the beginning. And they want to be great, and they want to be in great situations. They want to have a great legacy. And some things just matter differently to some guys. Some guys, they shots just fall, got natural talent. The others takes them far. Here's the thing, though. Natural talent can only get you so far. Natural talent without the work ethic, it's not the same. Look at someone like a Michael Beasley. Look at all these guys who can score in their sleep, right? But then all of a sudden they just can't because they just don't put the work in. They think by showing up to play, because they were great, that's enough. But if you don't put in the work, you will be humbled by those that do. Because money gets you comfortable paying for rent, mortgage, family, essential. Yep. Exactly. That's 100% the truth right there, man. That's the truth right there. But yeah, man, on that note, been here an hour and a half. One, shut it down. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I always appreciate that. Make sure to drop a like I said. If you're watching the replay, let me know what you think in the comment section. Shout out to the Dodgers, man. One more win away from a 5-game winning streak to close the season. One more game tomorrow. NFL Sunday tomorrow. Be up and early. Be having a shotgun and a beer about 8:30 for breakfast. So looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. You guys give me tomorrow night. You know what it is on Sunday, man. It's the less professional Jeffrey on Sunday nights, man. Man. It's that hydrated Jeffrey on Sunday nights, man. Little different. Little different approach, man. Less professional. It's fun, man. It's fun, man. So yeah. So appreciate you guys, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Can't wait to get back to covering basketball with you guys, man. And talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your guys' Sundays. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. I'm going to take Lucky. I'm going to grab me a drink. Go grab Lucky, a lady friend, and enjoy the night here. Dead in the middle, little. No, yeah, dead, man. Fire. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a good night. I'm out of here. Go Dodgers. Catch y'all tomorrow, man.